representing a nonprofit group, Protect Texas Fragile Kids, and also medically dependent children's program participants, more specifically my daughter, Christina Gregory, who is 2 years old and couldn't be here today because she's at home with her nurse.
My name is Adrienne Trigg, and I'm with the same group, and I'm here to represent medically fragile children, and specifically my son Hayden Trigg, who is 7 years old and here today.
I'll run through this real quick. We've made it through our first committee meeting, so I guess we are esteeming it as well. Okay, so my name is Natalie Gregory. Thank you very much for entertaining our testimony. I live in South Lake, and as I said, I'm representing medically fragile children in the medically dependent children's program, specifically my daughter. Today I'm discussing Senate Bill 7 from the 83rd Legislature, which mandates the Star Kids program. So, as I sit here and take a deep breath to compose myself, I'm reminded just how precious each breath is. You see, my daughter, Christina, is 2 and does not breathe on her own. From the moment she was born, she has had to fight for each breath, and I, as her mother, have had to fight for her to receive appropriate medical care to do just that, continue breathing. Christina has a genetic disorder called CCHS that affects her autonomic nervous system. Christina relies on a ventilator to breathe for her at all times, a tube in her stomach to help her get her nutrition, and numerous breathing treatments and medications to keep her healthy at home. Christina has 12 local specialists that we visit, 6 specialists at Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, 3 therapists, 3 pharmacies, a nursing company, and her durable medical equipment company. So we have quite the list. Our family, and over 50% of the families in the Medically Dependent Children's Program, or MDCP, is the acronym we use, has private primary insurance that covers the majority of the costs to see all of the aforementioned specialists. But our private primary insurance does not cover all necessary services and treatments that provide a hospital level of care for Christina at home. This is why the waiver program, such as the Medically Dependent Children's Program, was created. These waiver programs are not based on income, but on strict medical criteria to provide a safety net for those families experiencing catastrophic circumstances, just like my little Christina, whose brain forgets to tell her body to breathe every day. So we believe that the transition of our waiver programs into the managed care organizations through the Star Kids program will adversely affect these medically fragile children. While the managed care model has a place in providing preventative care for average healthy children, it does not fit the medically fragile waiver population who have no problems accessing preventative care but need immediate access to specialty care. Under the current fee-for-service Medicaid model that we are operating under, we are able to see a specialist when it is medically necessary that takes Medicaid without any restrictions. I verify the specialist accepts my private primary insurance and additionally my secondary Medicaid and make the appointment. The HHSC has said repeatedly at the June Star Kids Advisory Committee meeting, the Children's Policy Council meeting, and at a local meeting in Flower Mound that referrals are not required by the MCOs. We've asked where the contractual obligation can be found in writing showing that MCOs will not require referrals, and this has not been provided. In fact, we've found it to be the complete opposite, that MCOs do require referral prior to accessing a specialist. One of the MCOs I have to choose from personally is Cook Children's Plan in the Tarrant County region. Their member handbook states, and I quote, "Your PCP will arrange for you to see a specialist." This is called a referral. Even the enrollment packet to choose your MCO says, "I, the client, agree that I will only go to my main doctor for all Medicaid services unless I'm referred to another doctor by my main doctor." It sounds like a referral process to me. This is an issue for our medically fragile kids because we don't get the services they need in a timely manner. Their health can deteriorate quickly, much quicker than a normal healthy child. This is just one of the many issues. I don't have time to go into depth, the many issues and details that we have learned as we're peeling back the programs that Star Kids will go ahead and implement on November 1st. So we're up against the time crunch here. What we're asking is for a delay in implementing the Star Kids program for waiver programs, including the Medically Dependent Children's Program, for 12 months. This 12-month time period will allow the committee, the legislators, to be able to actually delve into the details and decide, does this program fit medically fragile kids? Ultimately, what we think that you will find is that STAR Kids should not be servicing a medically fragile population, and we ask for exemption from our waiver program from STAR Kids in the upcoming legislation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for being here today, and I'll look into it again regarding the STAR Kids and MDCP and see the readiness. These vulnerable populations that are being rolled into managed care are of significant concern as far as how prepared the MCOs are and the network of specialized providers that your child needs and other children like yours need as well. So we will look into it one more time to see and get reassurances both from the MCO networks as well as the HHSC, who is overseeing this transition, that we're ready to proceed. Please go ahead.
Thank you for your time and your listening ears today. Again, my name is Adrienne Trey, and I'll tell you a little bit about our story. We knew about our son's diagnosis at 20 weeks gestation. At that point, our lives were never the same again. We were told the options that we had that day of diagnosis were late-term abortion, to do nothing, or to